Fox News contributor and director of Outreach for Freedom Works, and Ben Wikler is senior strategist for MoveOn.org and radio host on The Good Fight. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Let's get right to it. Deneen, it comes up again. It doesn't matter. Sounds like, what difference does it make? What do you make of what Hillary Clinton's defense of the hard choice that's been made by the president?
It's outrageous, Kelly. Listen, Hillary Clinton has a new book out. I think the title should have been, who cares in terms of what went on with Benghazi and everything else. Hillary Clinton is really making excuses. The name of her new book should be Excuses, because she clearly does not care. From what difference does it make to the responses she just made just now? She's covering for herself because it's all political. She only cares about herself, and this is what we are seeing up close and personal, and I find it very outrageous and disturbing.
Ben, Deneen's making some strong statements there about Hillary Clinton, but it doesn't matter. It does conjure up what difference does it make? What do you say of this?
Well, first of all, thanks so much for having me on, and Deneen, it's great to be on with you. You know, when you see a POW MIA flag, it says you are not forgotten. It doesn't say you are not forgotten unless. It's a fundamental American value to bring our men and women in uniform home. And I think, you know, if someone wants to make the case that we should leave American prisoners of war in enemy hands as wars end, then bring it on. That seems to me like a totally un-American position to have. But I'd love to hear your point of view about when we should leave American troops behind enemy lines as prisoners of war.
Well, I'm glad you're bringing that up. Let's get to the crux of all of this, and that is the particular conditions in which he was brought home. Did the president give up too much in giving up 5 top Taliban members from Gitmo in exchange for Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl? Could they have fashioned a better deal, a better situation for his release?
Absolutely, they could have. And Kelly, listen, we're talking about 5 terrorists who are dangerous that President Obama has allowed the release of, and Hillary Clinton supported that initiative as well. Our world is much more at risk, and so is the United States of America. These people hate our America, our way of life, and this also lays out a red carpet for anyone else who doesn't like our way of life. You can kidnap an American who is abroad, kidnap a military personnel, and they'll be used as bargaining chips. I find the whole thing disturbing and outrageous, Kelly.
Here's something that just came out that I want to ask both of you about. Ben, I see you're shaking your head, so go ahead and respond to that real quickly, and I'll get to my next question, which is a very important question.
Sure. I have several family members in the military, and it is a fundamental commitment we make to them that if they are captured behind enemy lines, we will do what it takes to bring them home. That is a commitment to our men and women in uniform, and it's one we should not break. These are Taliban prisoners of war. We are bringing this war to an end, and this is an exchange of prisoners of war to bring them home. Now, look, we don't know exactly the specifics of what options Obama had. This is a challenging situation that everyone will acknowledge.
Even
but what we do know is that the principle of bringing home prisoners of war,
before you go there, let me get my question in real quickly.
Individuals hate Americans.
Deneen,
they should not have been released in this manner.
That's understandable that they hate Americans. I understand what Ben is saying as well. Having served in the military, I wouldn't want anyone to leave me behind, but also I wouldn't want to be accused of deserting my post. But having said that, let's look at what the White House was told by this new stunning report that senior military officials advised President Obama not to make this trade. So having said that, Ben, as you look forward, why would the president endanger more Americans with the release of these 5 Taliban members for someone who left the battlefield and put his own troops at risk who searched for him?
The first thing I'd say is we don't outsource disciplining United States military forces to the Taliban. We bring people home, and then we investigate what they have done or might have done and bring appropriate military justice. That's our job. The other job we have is bringing people home safely. So that's number one. The second thing is we know that the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff said that this was fundamentally important. He's testified to that publicly. You know, there possibly were dissenting opinions in different military leaders, but we do know that everyone who's serving in the military wants to know that the government has their back. and that the American people have their back. I think that that's the fundamental principle
Kelly, there
that's
are
at stake
better
here.
ways that this
Real
could have
quickly,
been
Deneen, gotta go.
handled, and I think Obama is just advancing his radical agenda, trying to make a statement. He broke the law,
All right,
for crying
Deneen?
out loud. Hillary's a lawyer, and so is
Deneen
Obama.
and Ben, thank you. Obviously, the debate continues. The bottom line is that Sergeant Bergdahl is in stable condition. He will be able to talk about it himself when he gets himself together and returns to America. Back to you.
Thanks, Kelly.
And I'm
Thank
glad
you
our
very much.
prisoners are home. Thank you.